We're here. This is Hot Potatoes with Mark Selzer and today's guest, comedian Geoffrey Feldman.
Hey guys, how are you?
You're the illegitimate adopted son of Casey Kasem.
I wish I could say it's great to be here.
It's great to be here, Mel's, at this dirty table at Mel's. We are at a dirty table at Mel's. Yes, we are. And we're trying to record simultaneously on YouTube and on Easy Voice Recorder. So I can put this.
Is this sponsored by that software?
No, it's not. It's not. I shouldn't say their name if they're not going to sponsor me.
Say their name.
Those people who don't sponsor me, fuck those people. Let's take a napkin and let's clean this table off.
But
That's what we should do.
You know what it is sponsored by? Pepto-Bismol.
Right.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, guys, so don't forget.
Oh, it is tomorrow. It is Thanksgiving. The racist Thanksgiving. The racist Thanksgiving. So racist. Why can't we just have a thing? Why can't we just be happy? Why do we have to make everything racist and oppression and all oppression and stuff?
Why is this racist?
Because
historically, because it's racist.
We came to America and we stole their land.
But you know what?
From the
this is going on.
Land stealers.
This is capitalism. This is capitalism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Capitalism is basically you're taking someone else's livelihood by having a more established brand with a better business blueprint. And this happens till this day. You know? I'm not saying that it's right, but I am saying that it happens to this day at a greater magnitude, probably putting people out of business and taking more money from people to this day. When the colonizers came to America and they enslaved and killed the natives.
Who were enslaving and killing each other. Not that it justifies enslaving and killing them.
No.
But that's just what everybody at the time was doing.
I'm not saying it's justified, but they saw a source and they took it for themselves to build upon. And you could argue that the exact same thing is happening to this day.
Well, you know, what if we never came here? If the white Europeans never came here, then would there be like giant teepees, skyscrapers in New York right now? Would there be like giant cities with teepee-shaped skyscrapers? Would that be happening right now in New York and all across the country?
And huge dances.
And huge rain dances and powwows.
And lots of rain.
And lots of rain and stuff like that. So that's how it would be.
Bigger headdresses.
Or if the American Indians would have invented the ship and the gun and metal first, would they have went to Europe and stole their land? Or would they just would have went to England at the time and said, wow, this place is a shithole. Let's go back home. Where there's trees and rivers. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
everyone just has to make everything so just ruin it for everybody.
If there was no World War II, would my grandmother have come to America when I had even been born?
Would you have?
And would I, we don't know.
Who knows? My parents, my grandparents were Irish. My great-great-grandparents on my mom's side were Irish, and they probably came here as slaves or indentured servants.
Yeah.
And then they probably escaped, because that's how we are in my family. We're escapers. And then they were in Oklahoma, and they were Irish, and they changed their last name to Ussery, took the Mick off. They were Mick Ussery. Then they used to call Irish people the N-word as well.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know, I learned this in African American Studies.
What?
That lighter skinned black people originated from Irish people.
Irish people?
Mixing with African Americans.
Really? All right.
Yeah, that's where the freckles come from.
think the Irish were considered...
Seriously.
The freckles, really?
The freckles, the lighter skin, and the curly, darker.
Those are my Irish.
They're
African
Irish,
relatives.
half Irish.
So,
or somebody was mixing with Irish.
Right. So and then also a lot of black people now are finding that they are not African American, but they're Native American. They're taking DNA tests, and unlike Elizabeth Warren, they're finding out they are like 30, 40, 50, 60% Native American. When they thought they were African American, and some of them are even forming tribes and wearing feathers now.
Really?
And trying to get accepted by the regular tribes. Who aren't,
the Indian reservations.
Who aren't accepting them. So I don't know. Ruining Thanksgiving with a bunch of shit. Just eat some fucking turkey or some tofu urkey or whatever it is that you want to eat. Eat a vegetarian.
Why do we have this? Why do we have this same conversation every year about Thanksgiving? You know what I mean?
Everyone's writing about this shit on the internet. I was just reading about this woman who was talking about tipping is racist, and she cites this book, this very obscure, that's the history of tipping in America, and everything that she says that's said in that book were complete lies. None of it's in that book. But she was writing these articles all over in all of these salon and all these like really hipster left places. And someone just went and found the book and said it does not say that at all. She's completely lying. There's nothing that she's saying is factually true. She's making it all up. So anyway, don't believe. So do not believe what you hear on the internet.
Why is tipping racist?
Oh, you can go look it up. It's not, but go look it up.
I don't think it is. I think not tipping is racist.
Yeah, it could be. Especially if you tip white people more. But tipping is sexist because women get tipped more than men. Did you know that? How sexist.
Women get tipped way more.
Way more. Way more.
Take my money.
Take my money. It depends on how many buttons you unbutton on your blouse.
I'm a male waiter.
You are?
I'm a male waiter.
You're a male waiter?
And I can,
so you're the victim of
I get the $3
feminarchy.
$3 thank you.
You get the $3 thank you? I give a $2 thank you. You're the victim of the feminarchy. What is it? The matriarchy. You're a victim of the matriarchy. That's what you're a victim of. The matriarchy.
It really taught me a valuable lesson because now I tip well, which is not good.
Right.
I'm always giving money to people because I feel for people that have to make a living. It's just like
I'm a cheap tipper.
It just sucks when like you really go out of your way to help somebody or do your job well, and then they're like, fuck you.
And if it's really bad, I don't tip at all. If the service is really horrible, I don't tip at all.
What do you feel is bad service?
They don't come back to the table. They like come to the table and they throw your food at the table and escape as quick as they can.
Yeah, and they never check on you.
And never check on you. Like you ordered a salad with no dressing and it's like dripping in dressing. It's like dressing cereal with like some lettuce in it. And it's the complete opposite of what you ordered.
How often are people overdoing the dressing for you?
All the time. I tell them no dressing. And in fact, I did it 3 times once at this place called Big Owls or something. What is it? Big Wangs. Big Wangs. And they're going to sue me over saying this in their reporting. I'm a consumer reporter, Mark Selzer.
Yeah. I don't think that they have like a department that verifies social media.
And I said no dressing on the salad. So it took me forever to even find a waiter that would come back to the table. I had to get another waiter from another table to go and find our waiter after about a half hour. And said, I ordered a salad with no dressing.
What time of the day did you order the salad?
This was in the early Saturday, like in the evening, like 6 or 7 o'clock.
It wasn't like crazy busy.
It was during a UFC. It was actually kind of busy.
Oh, it was crazy busy?
But you think they would be ready for it since it is a UFC night, you know?
Was it just like packed, boom, 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 boom?
Pretty packed.
And then you had to wait forever for the...
To wait forever for your food.
You know why?
Why?
Because there's probably 2 people back there fucking making all this
It's
food
as fast as they can.
Yeah, and then
Dripping
like,
sweat into
yeah.
it. So
it's disgusting, man. You realize how like when you order food at a restaurant,
yeah,
they don't pay people enough to really care about your food, really.
Right.
And so they're handling it with their bare hands. They might have taken the bus to work.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, they might have washed their hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so anyway, I order it, and then so they take it back.
Yeah.
There's evidently some kind of huge skerfluffle over in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The manager being called, and then I get another half hour later, I get another salad with twice as much dressing on it.
Wow.
Like in spite, they put twice as much. So
that's nuts.
So of course I don't eat it, and we're just watching the fights, and I'm not eating. I'm drinking some Diet Coke, which they brought, with no ice, which they managed to do with no ice. And then
did you ask no ice?
Yes.
You said no ice?
No ice, yeah, and they managed to
you
do
don't
that.
like you don't like ice in your drink?
No, I don't like it. So
why not?
Just don't. It dilutes it.
It makes it watery.
Yeah, it makes it watery. Right.
Yeah.
It's like
but
usually they overdo the ice.
You don't like a cold drink?
It's usually cold
it's
anyway.
already cold coming out of the tap.
And usually it's like they put they fill it full of ice, then they put a little bit of Diet Coke in there. Then you're going to drink, so you're really only drinking about a quarter of a glass of Diet Coke before you're even done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
then you got to wait for them to come back.
Then you got to wait for them to come back. So you're done in like one sip.
Yeah.
Then you got to wait for them to come back. You've got a can of ice there, a cup full of ice.
Yeah.
So you have about a quarter of a can of Diet Coke in there.
On a huge cup of ice.
And so it's watered down, a huge cup of ice. And so usually I just ask for no ice. Or, just put a little tiny bit of ice in it, it's fine. Usually just take some ice out of my water, which I was hopefully given, and put it in there. And a few ice cubes is usually enough. But, if you tell them just a little bit of ice, then that's too much too much specific.
Do you drink with a straw?
I do.
Yeah. Do you
Sometimes.
ask for a straw?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't care whether.
Do you know that now you have to ask for a straw?
Now you have to ask for a straw, yeah. And that's because
what the fuck is that?
Some little kid wrote this article online, and the press started repeating it. And it was just junk that the kid made up. He was like 13, and he wrote this paper that was supposed to be scientific about straws, and all the information in it was completely wrong. And then Democratic politicians in major cities started making laws based on the absolute incorrect information in this article written by a 13-year-old. And these numbers were then picked up by like the New York Times and the LA Times and newspapers and websites all over the world, and no one checked it. It was just like the person who wrote the article on tipping. She thought no one would go and find this book, this obscure book, and check her facts in that book. And they were all wrong. She made it all up completely. So anytime you see anything on the internet, including this show, including the Mark Selzer podcast,
Geoffrey Feldman is not a comedian.
Just do not believe a word of it. It's a hustle. It's a fucking hustle, people. But I just spit all over the place. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Just don't believe anything you read on the internet, and don't believe anything a politician tells you.
Yeah.
And
don't believe that when you go to see a movie that it's going to be good.
Don't believe it's going to be good. I walk out of so many movies.
Most movies now are not good.
There's so many bad movies.
There's a good movie that's coming out on Christmas that you should see.
What?
Called Vice.
Really?
Directed by Adam McKay. About
What's it about?
Dick Cheney. It's like a biopic.
Oh, I'm already bored.
It's really, really dark and funny.
You shoot somebody in the face, I know.
It's really
George Bush was just
Did you know that
Conan, and he said when he would walk into the room in the White House, everyone would yell duck.
Did you know that the guy who he shot in the face actually apologized?
Yeah, sorry I made you shoot me in the face.
And
with a shotgun.
Dick Cheney never apologized to him for shooting him?
Yeah, he's like a heavy drinker. Sounds like
That's
a heavy
wild.
drinker. Yeah. Nuts. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what really happened? Who knows,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a story. That's what came out in the press. But they were going to run him for president, and then shooting somebody in the face was kind of his Chappaquiddick. Like where you kill your girlfriend, or kill the girlfriend of the evening, if you're a Kennedy,
Yeah.
You get like a different chick each evening.
So, I just want to talk about like how of course, we understand that products, even films and TV shows, are overhyped to seem like they're great. Especially films because they want to sell tickets.
Right.
But it's just like I feel like it's lying to the public.
I just I go to see movies and I just walk out on them. They're so bad and so boring. And the only place I will go now to see a movie is the Grove in Los Angeles, where they have those couches that electronically move back.
Yeah. You can lay down.
And they have a drink holders. You can lay down. Your feet go up.
Yeah.
So you're on a little couch.
You know what that means?
Lie down.
You know what the laying down in
You know what it means? It means if the movie's really boring, you can fall asleep.
You can fall asleep, but also
rest.
I think that it's allowing more people to fart.
Allowing more people to fart.
In the theater.
More fartology.
More people are taking off their shoes.
Yes,
and farting.
They have to increase the air.
Cracking their toes.
They have to increase the air circulation in the places. But it's so good. I will not go anywhere ever again but there to see a movie.
Yeah.
Like the worst place is the Cinerama Dome on Hollywood Boulevard.
Why do you say that?
Sunset Boulevard. They have the most cramped, uncomfortable plastic chairs that you can't even fit in.
What about the screen?
The screen's good.
The screen's
but
good.
Really, they just ruined it because it's
a
just
huge
so
screen.
uncomfortable to sit in those
It's
chairs.
a huge screen.
It's round too.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's so horrible.
And it's a big theater. I think it's
I will not even go see a movie there anymore.
Yeah.
The last movie I saw that was the horrible movie, the most horrible movie I've ever seen, that won an Academy Award, where Ben Affleck showed that he not only could not act, but he also showed that he could not write or direct. But yet he won an Academy Award.
Fargo?
It was
Argo?
horrible to Argo or something like that.
Yeah.
Horrible
Well,
movie.
One thing I don't like about the cinema experience is I just don't like to be around a lot of people.
Really?
They just bother me.
Just bothers you?
Just a general population of people bother me.
Right. Well, if
it's
you're
just like inconsiderate people. People that like come in, they talk. We'll talk through the whole movie, and you can hear them whispering to each other, and you're just like, shut up, And they're talking, or they come in late, and they sit down right next to you. That's one of my big pet peeves.
If you're in a crowded, movie theater. How about if you're in a crowded comedy club performing to a bunch of people?
That's okay.
That's okay?
But, I don't know. I feel like if you're paying a lot of money for a movie, which you are now,
it's a lot of fucking money.
It's like $15 now, I think.
17, 18.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
So.
And then if you buy stuff,
stop popcorn, $40 easy. And then if you take a date, $80
paying
easy.
For their shit.
$80 easy.
For
right.
Woman's shit.
For the woman.
The woman that
For a woman to be there, and hopefully love you.
Yeah. Hopefully the movie's good.
Hopefully the movie's good, and hopefully the woman you are with loves you.
Yeah. And she's in a good mood. That's a huge part of it. Because she could tear down the entire experience.
She can. She could ruin it for you.
If she's like, I'm not feeling good right now.
Right.
Then it's like, well, what
if she's
then I
punishing you?
I gotta worry about making her okay. I got to worry about making her okay.
Right.
And then you're like, why am I doing this?
Right. Why am I doing this?
Why did I spend my evening?
Why?
I'm just sitting here angry watching this movie. It's
watching this shitty movie.
It's not good. People are whispering around me.
$80.
People are drunk and whispering around me.
And I'm in a cramped chair at the Cinerama Dome on Sunset Boulevard.
But I guess that's
instead of one of the recliners.
That's the gamble you take when you
go to the movies, I go by myself during the matinee.
Yeah.
So I can just watch a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And nobody's there.
Nobody's there.
It's great.
Just me.
Sometimes when I was in college,
all to myself.
When I was in college, I had to see 12 Years a Slave. For extra credit. I actually had seen it before, and I liked it so much that I went to see it again in the movie theater. but I had to also write a paper about it, and I had to, staple my ticket to my paper for my college, and I went and saw it at 10:30 in the morning. 12 Years a Slave.
Right.
Have you seen that?
No, I can't see slave movies. It's too depressing.
It's a
for
great
me.
movie. Cinematically, it's great, and just everything else. I mean, it's a great script.
Yeah.
Incredible acting.
It's slavery is just so depressing for me. Whenever I watch it in a movie, I get depressed. It's so horrible.
So the whole point of that story was I went and saw the movie because based on my schedule, I had to just see it really early. I went and saw the earliest screening I could, which is 10:30 in the morning.
10:30 in the morning.
I saw 12 Years a Slave at 10:30 in the morning by myself. It was great, and I thought. And you know what? As we're talking right now in Los Angeles, it is 2:48 p.m. and there are movies playing right now, and no one's in the theater.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's a good time to go. That's when you need to go because you have a place all yourself. I used to go.
Can I tell you another thing?
Sure.
Don't forget what you're going to say. Can you hold on to what you're going to say? On Thanksgiving, I went and saw the movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. With me, my girlfriend and I. It was just the two of us. And then one random person. The entire theater was empty. It was like 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving, 10 o'clock p.m. And we watched the film. It was a great movie, Nightcrawler. But it was really bizarre that just one other person, one man, came in and watched the movie.
Wow.
It was weird. But.
Yeah, so there's two people in there. And, they don't even have I used to work as a projectionist in an old movie theater.
Yeah.
And we showed, oldies. We showed King Kong.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And they were on reels.
Yeah.
And you had to take them and put them together into, 4 big reels.
Yeah.
And put them on these 2 projectors. Then in the middle of it, you had to switch.
Yeah.
So they would switch and have to be seamless from one projector to another.
Now
they're just digital things that are projected.
Did you work at that? Did you work at that movie theater in the movie Dirty Work with Artie Lang?
I haven't seen that.
And Norm Macdonald.
I worked at a place called what was it called?
It
was right by MacArthur Park, and I forget what it was called now, man. And the guy that was the manager there runs the Egyptian theater now. So I can get into the Egyptian theater free whenever I want, but I never go.
You should go.
I really should go.
I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey there.
Right.
60 millimeter print.
Right.
It's a great place.
And I can go every week, and I never go. And I
should go.
I used to go all the time.
Can you get friends in?
I probably can. I might be able to. I just go by myself.
Probably
I just go to the movies by myself. And I used to go to the movies. I would go to the matinee at one of those big movie houses, like at the Grove or the City Walk where they have 120 movies playing, every movie ever made, playing at the movie theater. And I would just go there in the morning and pay my $8 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would just bring in my own 3D glasses that I would have stolen from the last 3D movie I saw. And I would just go from movie to movie to movie and just watch movies until
were they
3D
movies?
Some of them were and some of them weren't. But if they were, I just had 3D movies and had 3D glasses. And I used to just watch movies until they would shut the movie theater down. And I would just sit there and just vegetate in these movies. I'd watch a comedy. If I really didn't like the movie, I'd leave and go see another movie.
Where was this?
It was I would do it at the Grove, and I would do it I only got caught. They only threw me out once, and then I would do it at the City Walk.
3D glasses guy is here again.
And then I would just do it, and if I didn't have 3D glasses, I would just walk over to the concession stand, and I would say, my son lost his 3D glasses underneath the seat.
Was it the 3D? I mean the real D?
Yeah, it was whatever whatever kind of glasses that I needed. You can just take those home because at the end, they just have you put them in the thing.
Security.
If not, you can just stick them in your backpack and bring them in next time.
Yeah.
If you're watching 5 movies in a day or whatever, 6 or 7. And I would just watch it till the movie theater would close at 1 in the morning.
You know what's crazy about that is the people that they hire to work at movie theaters that are like tearing your tickets or scanning your tickets, they are not being paid enough.
They don't
to care at all. They're standing there until their shift is over.
There's security people there that are undercover that are like going from movie to theater to movie theater. There's a security guy there. Yeah. But what I would do is I would only go out of the theater when there was to go to and I'd go to the bathroom. And then I checked to see when the next movie started, like on my phone, and what I wanted to see.
This is for your listeners, let them know. This
is how you do it.
You do this every Saturday.
And I used to like just bring, like in my backpack, like a change of clothes. So I would like take my glasses off, and I'd put my hair in a ponytail or put it in a beanie, and I would just put shorts on instead of my pants, or I would be wearing shorts under my pants, and I would just keep changing my appearance every time I'd walk out of the bathroom.
Like shave.
And
would you shave?
I wouldn't shave, but that's a good idea. You could bring a shave, right?
Then shave, and then put a Hawaiian.
Because I look like a completely different person. Like if my hair is like back and up in a beanie, I look completely different. Without my glasses on. And I put my hair down, have my glasses on, and then you like take your jacket off or on, and just kind of put it in your backpack and put your backpack like under a coat or something so they don't see, oh, the guy with a backpack. Then you're just a guy with a coat and a backpack, and you don't really know who it is. It looks different. And then you just walk directly, go to the concession stand, or just walk directly into the next movie. And no one will really notice you. But probably, no matter what, they probably did not care because the place, again, is empty. They don't give a shit. And you can even like go, and if you want, you can even go on your phone and buy a ticket on your phone, or get ready to buy the ticket. And then if they come, simply say, oh, I'm just bought the ticket here on my phone, see? And then they'll leave you alone. Or if they come and ask you for the stub of your ticket, that happened to me once. And I just started pulling things out of my pocket, and they just said, "Oh, never mind, forget it."
This is what
but
you do.
I never really had anyone bother me.
You keep a French fry.
A French fry.
Keep a French fry in your pocket.
Right.
So when they ask you, "Where's your ticket stub?" then you start pulling shit out of your pocket. You got a French fry, a Band-Aid. Yeah, forget it. You know, this guy's weird.
But they really did. That no one really ever bothered me. And now I'm so impatient I have trouble watching one movie, let alone. But it just helped me just to relax and zone out and let my brain relax. It was just like an all-day just zombie fest of just turning myself into a zombie.
One of my favorite things to do
movies
is to actually watch a movie in a movie theater. The air conditioning has to be really good. And then just kind of hit that nice, almost napping.
Right.
Almost at a nap, and then you fall into a sleep. But that's like...
I'm just never, ever going to... The last good movie I saw where I actually sat through the whole thing was The Wasp. It was Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I almost still walked out a couple times. But I just cannot see a good movie. I went to go see... The last Jurassic Park movie was terrible. So I have to say the first 20, 30 minutes of it was beautiful because the island was coming apart and it was burning and there were these running dinosaurs. It was actually gorgeous the first 30 minutes. And then after that, when they got off the island and there was just a bunch of dinosaurs running around attacking people. And we've seen all that. How many CGI dinosaurs can you look at and give a shit and watch them eat people and give a shit? It's just so boring. Who cares? And the plot was bad, and it was just like, oh, come on. So I just like walked out of it. I was so tired of it. I was so sick of it. And, you know, I just don't go see movies anymore. I have Netflix. I don't even watch it. I like turn it off. Like watch it for a month.
How do you find something to watch on Netflix?
What I do is I just like go to a movie and don't even look at just try to watch it for 10 minutes to see if it's any good. Because sometimes the posters are crappy and the movie's good, and then sometimes it seems like it might be interesting and it sucks. You know? Like I try to watch the Marvel stuff because I like that, and I watched both seasons of Iron Fist and liked it. Then they canceled it. Daredevil I liked, and but I could not sit through the second season of Power Man, even though I used to read the comic book when I was little. See, what they did was they were going to make Power Man Iron Fist. Because that's what they actually did in the comic book. They had this Power Man comic book and they had Iron Fist, and they both weren't doing very good. So they decided, well, let's put them together and just make them a team. And it totally didn't make any sense, and it worked for a long time. They had a respectable run. So everyone thought that's what they were going to do. It was going to be Power Man and Iron Fist. And there is one episode where Power Man and Iron Fist get together. Luke Cage, they don't call him Power Man anymore. When the comic book came out in the 70s, it was the first black superhero, and it was called Luke Cage Power Man. Now he's dropped the Power Man because that sounds retarded, and they just have Luke Cage.
Yeah, everything's
and he doesn't have an outfit that he wears anymore that's all pimped out. He just wears some like blue jeans and a t-shirt.
Everything's like going back to, like, we've heard the stories of everything. Everything's just going back to the impetus of when that person was created,
right?
Or when that superhero was created, what their life was like before. You know, I think it'd be interesting if there was a film about Adolf Hitler during the years when
probably
he was trying.
Probably a TV show.
During
when
the
he was in art school.
In art school,
the art
and
school
the Jews
years.
were like, you know, your art's shit, and
you will obey me, art teacher.
Yeah, and he's like, mark my words.
Mark my words.
You will
be
suffer.
sorry that you gave me an F on my landscape.
He did. That'd be a great FX show.
Right. It'd be
Adolf
as a child. Kinder. It's called Kinderdolf. Kid Adolf, Kinderdolf. That's what it should be called. Kinderdolf.
On FX.
On FX. Watch a new episode of Kinderdolf.
Yeah.
Adolf gets his first spanking from a Jew. His Jewish teacher spanked him. And that's why he hates Jews. And it led to the Holocaust.
Starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Right, Benedict Cumberbatch as Adolf.
Young Adolf.
Young Adolf Hitler. Yeah, what can you say? There was a movie called They Saved Hitler's Brain. And I used to watch all the old horror movies. I used to love old horror movies. Now I can't stand them. I can't stand new horror movies. But I used to love every horror movie that's ever been made from like the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. I've seen all of them. You know, there may be one or two I haven't seen, but that was like my life project.
Did you see this movie called Tusk?
Tusk? When did it come out?
It's a recent film.
Recent, yeah. So you haven't seen any recent horror movies?
That was a
horrible horror movie?
No, really scary movie.
Really?
Really scary movie.
The last horror movie, modern horror movie that I liked was what was the witch movie? They're in the woods and there's the witch. You remember that movie?
Blair Witch Project?
Blair Witch Project.
You like that movie?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Why?
I just did. I
it
thought
just scared you?
It was actually a little bit scary.
It was scary.
It was interesting and scary when you first saw it. Then there was too much hype about it, and then you didn't like it. And then the director made another movie called about some aliens in the woods or something that were killing his friends. Huh? You want to wrap it up? No, it's going to go for 2 hours. We're going to go for 2 hours in here. We're going to extend it. The podcast, the Joe Rogan podcast goes like 3 hours, man. He'll have like a...
Yeah, I mean...
He'll have
I think it's definitely because he's on it, you know?
He's on it.
On it makes you more focused, more alpha, longer podcast.
Right. Longer podcast.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
More interesting.
Make you a more interesting person, man. Longer podcast.
Most podcasts are like 55 minutes. Not when you're on it. When you're on it, let's get to the heart of this thing.
Let's get to the heart of it, man. We've got to have somebody really interested in like an internuclear physiciatrist or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll have somebody on there that talks about
have like
quantum theory.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I'd be like, I don't understand what quantum theory is because I got kicked in the head a lot before I was a comedian. And I don't
Now
understand.
I smoke pot and go on stage.
Now I smoke lots of pot and take lots of LSD. Wow, man.
And do what else? What's it called?
Astrophysicist is trippy, man.
Yeah. I remember I remember when he was eating a lot of weed cookies.
A lot of weed cookies.
That was like when he had Brian Red Band on the show.
Brian Red
Band's not on the show anymore.
Yeah. Is he on it? Is he on still at the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on at the Comedy Store. I'm not in the hip crowd.
Yeah.
I'm just not in the hip crowd. I'm not with it.
I thought you were.
I'm not. I'm not. I've never been in the hip crowd my entire life. The hip crowd makes fun of me and puts me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I am. Last night I was at some shitty place in.
Can you say it by name? Can you say where?
Geoffrey Feldman.
No, not my name, but can you say the name of where you were?
Yeah, I was at Club 77 on Ventura Boulevard, 77 North. It's like a little shitty bar.
Yeah.
And I went up there, and I did pretty good. I did better than any. I think I did. That's my ego. I think I did better than a lot of those people that were up than pretty much anyone else that was there. We weren't getting any laughs. Everyone seemed to be bombing when I was there. But then I went up there, and I didn't do like the best I'd ever done. But I got a lot of solid laughs. I have these jokes I'm telling about that I've been working. I was chewing on a lot of new material. Like I have all these jokes about Caitlyn Jenner cutting his dick off, and sometimes people get mad about that.
Do you realize there are people that masturbate to pictures of Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah.
Like there are people that are really turned on by Caitlyn Jenner.
Good for them. He just looks like a dude in a dress to me.
Yeah.
I'm not into dudes in dresses. Just not into dudes. A dude is like the ugliest
there's
girl
somebody
you've ever seen in your
on
life
Reddit right now
with a dick
that is selling stills of Caitlyn Jenner shaving her legs.
Ugh.
That market exists.
Ugh. Well, I used to have a friend who was gay, and he used to always like to go see tranny shows.
Yeah.
Because
who doesn't like a good tranny show?
It made him feel more normal.
Wait, different? Is this different than a drag show?
It made him, any kind of tranny show, drag show, anything like that.
Well, some of the drag shows are like real, they're like real comedians. Like they're good. They're good.
No, I do that. In fact, I have an album by a pretty good comedian who was a drag queen, some unknown comedian. But anyway, it made him feel
some of them
better.
Are bad. Some of them are not
just about being gay. It made him feel better because it looks like a girl.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't real comfortable with him being gay.
To suck dick.
And so it was like, it just made him feel more comfortable that it looked like a girl, because he used to go out with girls, and he just decided, you know what? He used to tell me this, it's just too much trouble to go out with girls. I just have to change my whole lifestyle and pretend I'm this and pretend I'm that. It's just too much trouble. But if I'm gay, I can just walk down the street in San Francisco and get my dick sucked anytime I want. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but men are disgustingly ugly. He's like, he doesn't think so. He's attracted to him. So I said, fine. He was bi, but he just decided women were just too much fucking trouble. And let me tell you, as a heterosexual man, they're a lot of fucking trouble. Absolutely. At least the ones I get.
You know what? They are. Women are fucking unfair.
Yeah.
They're mean people.
Being so mean and unfair.
And you know what? If they're not having a good time, they don't have a problem sucking you into their bad time.
Right. Don't suck me into your black hole.
But this is the thing. As guys, we have this primal instinct to try and make them feel comfortable and safe. Right. So we're like, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
What can I do to make you all right? But there's nothing that we can do.
Nothing you can do. You just have to let it happen.
Yeah.
Just have to let it go.
Yeah. So my thing about that is if this guy said he had given up on women, I think that's not completely true.
Like that last, my last girlfriend that I was around. Yeah. Remember her? And I said, watch what you say about her. You know why I said that? Because she's a paranoid schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And you tell her weird things, she'll believe you.
Yeah.
But I loved her.
You know what? There's a lot in this comedy scene.
Paranoid schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Yeah. found that in narcissists.
Yeah.
Narcissists attack me in the comedy scene. Narcissists. Those are bad people. Have to watch out for the narcissists.
Yeah.
I already had lots of podcasts about the narcissists.
Oh, yeah.
I already did that. I tell people how to find out if the girl you're dating is a narcissist or the guy.
Yeah.
Or the
You should
guy.
have Ron Journey in your podcast.
I should. I don't.
Jamie Kennedy.
Who's Jamie Kennedy?
The comedian Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, I can have him. I can ask them. I have to ask those people.
Jimmy Shin.
Jimmy Shin. I could have Jimmy Shin on my podcast. I could. He had me on a show at least a couple times. I'll have to go back there and bug him to go back on his show.
Yeah.
I met this guy at a bus stop.
Okay. Sounds like a good lead.
And he got me onto the Jimmy Shin show.
Oh yeah.
He got me into his show in
Okay, hold on a second.
bar
Hold on a second. So that means
down in Compton.
okay.
And then he got me on another show. And he goes up there and he makes jokes about his girlfriend licking his asshole.
Nice.
Jimmy Shin
People
really
like
likes.
that.
Jimmy
There's a
Shin really
market.
likes the crude humor.
There's a market for that.
He
People
does.
like salad tossing jokes.
They do. It's all the rage.
You ever get your salad tossed?
Yeah, it's all the rage. What happened to the salad
Wait, but
toss?
seriously, no.
It started with that guy
But seriously, this ever happened to you? We get your asshole.
You know how that started? It was on Scared Straight Part 2,
Yeah.
where they were talking to this guy in the prison, and he was talking about what he makes his boyfriends do in prison. And
Jesus.
that's when the first the term tossing your salad entered the American lexicon was in that
Yeah.
and it was like Scared Straight 2. And he was just like, you know, this is going to be your boyfriend in jail if you break the law.
Yeah.
So obey the laws, pay your Obamacare taxes.
Jesus.
This guy's going to be your boyfriend in jail. You know, so that's the way it was. And that was, I don't know what year that was. It was a while ago.
80s.
80s, probably early 80s.
Yeah.
Probably.
Still exists.
Still happens, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this people
Yeah.
still getting their salad tossed.
Learn some jujitsu.
Yeah.
Someone tries to make me toss their
Yeah,
salad.
yeah, you clench your
In
salad.
jujitsu,
Clench your salad.
I will break their arm in so many places.
Oh, I thought you just clench your salad so
No.
they can't
No,
put
you
their-
wrap your legs
they
and
can't put their tongue in.
it's like basically your whole body gets in a fight with their arm, and you break their arm.
Wow.
So you wrap
So you
your
do like an
body
arm bar.
around their arm, and you break it. There's lots of ways to break someone's arm in judo and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And there's good close quarters fighting when someone's trying to like, you know, do you.
Salad sloppy.
You're right.
Yeah.
You can.
You should be like,
There's the leg.
didn't think you're
there's
gonna get
the
your arm
knee
broken
bar.
today, did you?
Huh?
Didn't think you're gonna get your arm broken?
That's what I would recommend for anyone who's going to jail is
Brush up on your jujitsu.
jiu-jitsu because it's all close
Yeah.
close
What would you
quarters
say
fighting,
are like the three best
grappling.
styles to train in before going to prison?
I would say kickboxing,
Yeah.
wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. It's
Yeah.
the same as you're going to learn. That's what they determined were the most deadly martial arts in the
What about
UFC.
Krav Maga?
No. You see what? That's why they started the UFC. They put all the different styles in the ring, basically with no rules. Let's put the karate guy in there with the jiu-jitsu guy and see who wins. Let's put the wrestler in there with a kickboxer. Let's put a boxer in there with a
When you
kickboxer.
take him to the ground, a boxer does not have the
That
training.
just has no idea what to
And they're
do.
just flopping around. 'cause
They're flopping around. No, that happened. One of the top boxers in the world, heavyweight boxers of all time, went to the UFC and he just got beaten up like a little girl.
Because they took him to the ground,
They took
right?
him to the ground. He stood on top of him, and the guy beat his face in and then choked him unconscious.
Wow.
And he was like, they were both kind of over the hill, so they got one of their kind of over the hill
Yeah,
champions,
yeah.
Randy Couture, to go in there and just beat the
Because
guy up.
we got to think, like, when a
I
boxer
forget, what was
is
his
taken to
name?
the ground,
Oh, man.
their entire center's off.
They
They have no way of, like, even
But you
of
know
using their
what's
force.
coming up
Yeah.
is the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. It's going to be in
Yeah.
Staples Center downtown.
You know,
Tyson Fury is an English boxer. You know who that guy is? It's an amazing story. He he was just on Joe Rogan's podcast, which I'm a fan of, by the way. They were making fun of Joe. I'm a big fan. But,
huge fan of the show. Huge fan of the supplements as well.
Yeah, not the supplements or his bells or his workout bells.
He's got kettlebells.
So, kettlebells or whatever. But anyway,
what do you plug for those kettlebells?
This guy, there was these two brothers that dominated boxing for 10 years.
Yeah.
They were called the Klitschko brothers. They were from the Ukraine. I didn't even know who the world heavyweight champion is. Yeah. But evidently, these two guys were the number 1 and number 2 boxers in the world. No one could beat them for 10 years. And then finally, this guy named Tyson Fury from England beat him. And now everything's up in the air. So the guy's fighting again against one of the great heavyweight boxers right now from America, Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
So he's fighting against him, and it's in Staples right downtown. It's really tempting, but the ticket's going to be like $500. So, but when we had him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he said that after he was done fighting, and he beat the world champion, that he didn't want to live. He was the world champion of boxing because he said everything he tried to do his entire life, he'd accomplished it. Now he had no reason to live anymore. Now he wanted to kill himself.
Wow.
And he was actually trying to kill himself.
That's nuts.
So now he's back to regain the title.
On the podcast?
He said that all about. He went on the Joe Rogan podcast and talked about that.
Oh, he's back in the ring.
Yeah, he has a lot of interesting people in there. He also had, but he hasn't had who he needs to have on there. I'd love to give Joe Rogan like a list of people to have on there.
Yeah.
He had Candace Owens on there, but if you want to get the conservatives with the real edge, get like the black conservatives. Please get Thomas Sowell on there. That'd be awesome. You want to wrap it up? All right. So that's the end of the Mark Selzer podcast and the Pod Potatoes. And today's guest has been
Geoffrey Feldman. You can please add me as a friend on Facebook.
Add him as a friend on Facebook.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I also have my own internet show called Bedtime.
Really? Yeah, I think I was watching all of that.
And I shoot that with my wife.
It's on Instagram.
In our bed, yeah. Before we go to bed.
How long's an episode?
Right now they're like about 7 minutes. Like we'll just do like a quick conversation.
Yeah.
And then we'll just turn it off.
Turn it off.
But eventually we're gonna make it into a full
Eventually it's
podcast.
Gonna be worldwide.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on CBS prime time. When CBS is a small channel on the internet.
We were just thinking that it's an interesting medium for a late night show where the hosts are like literally in bed. I think it'd be funny to have huge guests that are in their pajamas.
Right.
That also lay in the bed.
What's her face used to do that?
Oh, Joan Rivers.
No, she used to have one.
Can you guys hear people throwing?
Yeah, it's ambient noise. It's interesting. It makes it interesting.
They're just slamming
and then there's
dishes into a bus tray.
Yeah, and that's Andy Kaufman over there, the ghost of Andy Kaufman. And then is Natasha Leggero. She has a
Casher.
Yes.
Casher.
She interviews people in a hot tub.
Oh yeah, that's the yeah.
And then the guy from what's his face?
Moshe Kasher.
The guy went in there
with
and
glasses.
was naked.
Jeff Ross?
No, Jeff Ross was on there, but he wasn't naked. It was the guy from Workaholics who's
Andy Devine, the one with the long hair.
He has curly hair.
The long hair.
Kind of black.
Like that long hair, right?
It's not the long hair. It's the other guy
it's
with
like Andy
the curly
Devine,
hair.
Yeah.
And he's actually a pretty good stand-up comic too.
I think it's Andy Devine, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Okay. He's a comic. He's working in the clubs until he gets another gig on some shitty cable show.
That's what we're all trying to do.
Which is the goal of all of this.
The goal is put me on a show that a general population will watch.
Look at this. This is the YouTube portion of this. Is only 48. We've only been at this for 48 minutes.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, as long as we have another version of it. As long as we have another version. But anyway, so
All right.
this is Pod Potatoes. Thanks for coming out, Geoffrey Feldman. You can see Geoffrey performing at
Just
where?
all over the place. Tour dates at jeffreyfeldman.net.
.net, is that where it is?
That's where it is.
All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
And you all know where to find me.